Okay, today we're talking all things sunscreen. So UVA, UVB, what does SPF mean? Do you need SPF 50 or 75, or is 30 fine? What about moisturizers with SPF in them, and how much sunscreen should you use? So I want to answer a couple of these questions, talk about some of Beautycounter's options at the end, and then where you can find some other options. Beautycounter's not the only option. I do love it because not only is it clean ingredients, it's responsibly sourced, and we can tell you how to recycle packaging. So, which I love. Okay, so broad spectrum sunscreens. They're gonna block UVA and UVB rays. UVA, think of aging. So over 90% of the reason why you're aging and you have wrinkles is from UVA rays. UVA rays penetrate deeper than UVB rays, and they're year round. So they're coming through the glass, they're coming through the clouds. That is what you're protecting yourself from year round. UVB, think burning. So that is why you burn, from the UVB rays, and skin cancer are the UVB rays. So you want a broad spectrum, so you're blocking the UVA and UVB rays. Then you get into, well, mineral sunscreen or chemical sunscreen. So Beautycounter uses only mineral. Mineral sunscreen is great for people that have very sensitive skin. Maybe they break out from other sunscreens. You might want to check because it's probably a chemical sunscreen. Or sometimes it'll be a zinc sunscreen and there is some chemicals in there. So you're gonna find oxybenzone, avobenzone, a lot of those zones, you know, at the end of the word, those are going to be a chemical blocker. So a chemical blocker or chemical sunscreen actually absorbs the rays into your skin and then reflects it back as heat. A physical blocker, or like a mineral sunscreen, which Beautycounter uses, actually sets on top of your skin and blocks the rays from coming in even into your skin. So the other thing is that you're going to find that the mineral sunscreen is going to be like zinc oxide, titanium oxide. And so a long time ago, it was really hard to find one that didn't turn you like fully white. You know, you think of that like white sunscreen, like the lifeguards that used to wear. My son really had sensitive skin when he was younger, and I didn't know as much about ingredients as I do now, but I knew that when I used any of the copper tone or any of those sunscreens that he would break out in this horrible rash. And I came down to just kind of elimination of those ingredients. So we used Vanna cream a long time ago, which I was trying to find no scent and a mineral sunscreen. It was really hard to rub in. So we've come a long way in the sunscreen market. There's a lot of great options. Beautycounter is not the only option. I love it. But okay, so SPF. SPF 15 is gonna block about 93% of your rays. SPF 30 is going to block about 95%, and SPF 50 is going to block about 97%. So you can see there's not much of a difference. And when you get up into the 50s and the 75s and the hundreds, yet they're out there, you're just getting more ingredients, and you still have to reapply every 2 hours. So I think you get that sense of, I know I did a long time ago when I just thought that more was better, and you get this sense of I don't have to apply as often. So SPF 30 is fine, and you're just going to be reapplying every 2 hours anyway. So what if you're using your sunscreen, you're using the right sunscreen, and you're burning? Check the expiration date and check if you're keeping it out in the sun. Don't store it in your car. If you're going on a beach vacation, try to keep it cool and not laying out on the towel in the sun, because that's going to lower the SPF in there. So you will find that sunscreens will say they're water resistant, either to 40 to 80 minutes. We have a couple options here that are 40 or 80 minutes. There is no waterproof sunscreen. So if it says it's waterproof, that's actually not true. So that's some bad marketing. The other thing is that you want to use about a shot glass full for your whole body if you're really covering yourself from the sun, about a nickel, almost to a quarter size, I think, for myself, for my face and my neck area. So that's a good gauge on what you should be using in sunscreen when you're out fully in the sun. So If you layer your sunscreen, so let's say you have an SPF of 14 or 15 and you have an SPF of 20, it doesn't add up. It just is the highest level that you have, so SPF 20. So that's another misconception. I like to have a separate moisturizer than a sunscreen. And I really do that now because I found our Beauty Counter one for our sheer zinc, strictly for our face, works so well. Because they have two different purposes. A moisturizer is meant to moisturize and get into your skin, and an SPF is meant to sit on top of your skin and block the sun's rays. So when you add those two together, a lot of times you might find that the SPF is going to lower because of the ingredients together. So I like to separate mine. I like to put my money into that nice moisturizer, and then my sunscreen I'm going to be reapplying all day. So I'm not going to be using my really expensive moisturizer to reapply all day. So that's my take on those two combined. Okay, so let's get into what Beauty Counter offers here really quick. So my fave for all over the body is the spray. It comes in two different sizes. This is obviously kind of vacation size, and this is size you can throw in your purse. It's a dry spray. We use non-nano zinc. So nanoparticles are kind of up in the air as far as controversy, like do they penetrate in your airways and in through your skin. And so Beauty Counter has just decided to not use nanoparticles. So our zinc is non-nano zinc. And so when you spray this, it's a drier spray to me, which I love. I can actually even put it on my face. I spray it in my hands. It's gonna go on white, so you can see where you're spraying it on. So it's not like the old school spray when you would spray it all over, which is also bad for the environment, but you can never tell what you're covering. So at least with this, there's the marker. It'll go on white and you rub it in and it rubs in sheer. The other thing that I love are these sticks. These are my kids. They label theirs. Everybody has them labeled in the house. And so these are so great for reapplication or for your face. So you're gonna have to reapply. And so if you wanna start in the morning with this, you're gonna be out in the sun and you wanna reapply for your face. I love these sticks. I use them for running all the time. They're so convenient for my pack. So that's where that is. The cream. So your cream is going to be a little higher zinc. It's about 19% zinc. Our sprays are about 14.5. So if you're really sensitive to the sun, you're going to want to use the cream. You're a little bit more rub in, great for vacations and great for kids. So really great for light skin where you're going to get burnt. That cream is what you want. And going through, so this, I touched on this really briefly, but we launched this last year and this is my favorite. This is the Sheer Defense Daily Face Sunscreen. I just bought this for my daughter. I really want her to get in the habit of just wearing sunscreen every day. So you wear your moisturizer and then you throw on this sunscreen. So, and then if you're gonna apply like your tint skin that I have on now, you'll apply that. So really sheer, it's SPF 25 and has great coverage. I love, it's no scent and rubs in really well, rubs in definitely sheer. If you have sensitive skin or deal with acne breakouts, this is gonna be really good for you. The last thing that I wanna talk about too is our Dew Skin. So if you use a tinted moisturizer, and you want to have that SPF, we have an SPF 20 in our Dew Skin Tinted Moisturizer. So you can get a little bit of tint in with your color. So this is great for the pool, or if you wanna have your makeup and you don't want to wear like the foundation, but you want a little bit of color, I would try that tinted moisturizer. If you need help with what color, just ask me. So, I wanted to highlight this too. This brand, I think it's called Hurrah. I found that I love this for my SPF for my lips, especially if I'm outside all day. Even just, wearing your lip gloss or your lipstick, something to cover your lips. But I love this SPF. It does have a little white casting. I don't mind too much, but definitely when I'm out on the trails, I'm using that brand. It's out of Whitefish, Montana. So I think I covered everything. If you have any questions about sunscreen, please reach out to me. Look on the EWG. They have a sunscreen guide and they rate different sunscreens. So if you want to know if yours is safe, check it out. I love it. It gets into detail on why. And you can go from there and find different options. So I hope you guys have a great summer and don't forget to wear your sunscreen.